joining us. The Renegades down 13-9 at the 11:50 mark of the first half. And Jeff Evans, Santa Monica enjoying a bit of a run right now.
Well, Velasquez has had 2 open threes here in the last couple of minutes, and again, I don't think Coach Hughes is upset at this point because those are good shots.
Oh, they are, and with Velasquez, you figure if he's missed 2 shots already, the guy is due to hit 3 more. I mean, that's just the percentage that he's been shooting at this season. We got a little performance from the BC cheer team there. They're coached by an absolute cheer legend. She's been with the program 30 years, Becky Whitson. Renegade timeouts running down here just a little bit, Jeff Evans. Care to speculate on what coach is telling him right now?
I think, probably just trying to maybe clean up the defense a little bit. They gave up a couple of easy breakaway, fast break bucket situations, so I think he's just trying to reinforce, let's step up the defensive effort a little bit.
Well, and that's very fair.
That was a turnover by Ricky Bryant, the point guard for Santa Monica, and lost the ball. And then he tried to run through Revere to get the ball back, and then he got called for the foul. Ball had already changed hands at that point. So he's not trying to get the ball back again.
Trayvon Armstrong making an appearance in this game. Try to prevent a little foul trouble or to give a breather to James Pendleton.
Good defense.
Pendleton's still on the court there. The pass around to Velasquez.
Good defense by Santa Monica here.
And Velasquez from the top of the key. Ouch! Another miss from three-point land for the smiling assassin. That's a guy who does not normally miss. And Brandon Baker trying to put a move on Trayvon Armstrong. He pulls up and lets it fall. Santa Monica taking a 15-9 lead here with 10 minutes to go in the first half of the action from the Gil Bishop Sports Center. You're watching Renegade Basketball on TBC Media, courtesy of Bakersfield.com. Jameek Revere with an air ball there, and actually it looks like one of our local products is going to make his way to the court. Dathan Towns, the freshman out of Bakersfield Christian, is going to put a little more height out on the court for the Renegades. Trayvon Armstrong, the 6-foot guard, heading to the bench, and Towns is moving around and making a nuisance of himself from the start. Velasquez trying to create some separation from the defender. Pendleton with the basketball, moving to the right side of the court. He pulls up, fakes the shot, and a big shot from the big man. DeAndre Dixon from the top of the key. It's good for 2, and the Renegades pull within 4, 15-11.
Well, this Santa Monica team's not going away. They're going to be tough all night. This is not a surprise that they're giving Bakersfield all they can handle.
And Brandon Baker puts one up there. It misses, but Santa Monica rebounds. And Ricky Bryant drives, passes, and the layup attempt by Brandon Crawford is no good. Renegade rebound. Jameek Riviere with the basketball, and he waits for DeAndre Dixon, but he drives and goes up and over the bigger man, and that is good. That's what happens when Jameek comes to town. He goes in and gets up and goes over a 6'6" defender. Oh, and DeAndre Dixon drawing the charge at this end, and the momentum swinging back just a tad to the Renegade side of things. But to go back to that, Nicholas Smiley, 6'8", and Jameek Riviere just went and got up and over him. Jeff, he can't be more than 5'6".
Well, you know what I tell you, when you're 5'7" or whatever,
or whatever,
and you're playing in New York City where he's from, and you know what, you're playing playground ball, you're going to be definitely going up against a lot bigger guys. So that's where you get the education of how you deal with bigger players, and he's shown how well he can manage that ball.
He can, and if you're a young person that's watching the game and you feel like you don't have the size to play basketball, please don't tell Jameek Riviere that. He doesn't have time for it. Shot clock running down, and Jameek Riviere hemmed in there by a pretty aggressive Santa Monica defense, and James Crawford not able to save that errant pass, so that'll be a turnover.
Turnover for Jameek. I mean, again, good defense by Santa Monica. Really forced him to throw one away.
And number 1, Michael Garcia Jr., 6'6", but he runs and moves like a much smaller man. Oh, and a nice tip by Crawford, and he gets it attributed to Baker. And James Crawford, number 5, that as you said, the priceless 6-man for the Renegades, creating a turnover there and putting the basketball back in Jameek Riviere's hands, and they've got a chance to tie this basketball game up for the first time in a couple minutes. Riviere scoring up against Garcia Jr., the 6'6 guard, not daunted. He's buying a foot at the time. Velasquez at the top of the key, sees Crawford outside. And again, James Pendleton with a 3-pointer as the shot clock winds down. The Renegades take a 1-point lead, 16-15 inside of 9 minutes of the first half. Pendleton with a clutch shot right there. That was a long 3-pointer, and he absolutely stuck it. Garcia Jr., the 6'6 guard for Santa Monica, running this offense right now. Isaiah Ajiboye drives inside and gets it to drop. 17-16 Santa Monica. Oh, I think Ajiboye dished to Crawford right there, who actually picked up the points. Jameek Riviere driving down the court. He passes to Pendleton. Dathan Towns tries to set a screen, but it doesn't work. Velasquez pulls up inside the 3-point line. Can't get it to fall. Dathan Towns with the rebound. And DeAndre Dixon with a putback. The Renegades 18, Santa Monica College 17. And that's what DeAndre Dixon brings to the table. He has an ability to almost levitate in midair. And when you have him and Towns on the court at the same time, that's an interesting presence underneath the hoop. Santa Monica City College pulls up and sinks a basket. They seesaw the lead back their way, 19-18, with 7.5 minutes to go in the first half.
Pretty much what the doctor ordered, you know, 2 teams back and forth.
Oh, you're absolutely right, Jeff. This is a great matchup from a fan's perspective. Inside to DeAndre Dixon, but he can't get it to fall. The rebound to Brandon Baker, who heads down the court and drives the authority, pulls up to the 3-point line and can't get that one to fall. Jameek Riviere says, hey, I could take it coast to coast too. Oh, and Dathan Towns almost with an electrifying putback, but it won't work. What's the call from the ref?
Foul is on the floor before the shot. That even if Towns would have scored there, it would not have counted. It was the foul was.
But boy, Jeff, I would have looked
pushing Jameek before he even got that shot off.
But Jeff Evans, that would have looked pretty cool, right?
It would have looked pretty cool. Now this was the NBA, then that would have been a 2-shot foul, and Jameek would be going to the line right now. But as I said, this is not the NBA.
No, it's not. It's the California Community College Athletic Association, and we are pretty darn full of talent, I'll tell you that much. And nowhere so apparent as in these 2 teams that are on the court right now. Jameek Riviere drives inside and does what he does. Can't get it to fall. DeAndre Dixon with a putback, but no. Ooh. And that's not something you like to see right there. Sean LaFleur out on the floor, the 6'5 freshman wing. He is holding his side just a little bit there. There's been a bit of the banging going on in this game, Jeff Evans. As you said earlier, the ref's kind of letting him play here. And
well, Christie's back on the bench. Looks like he looks okay. They has not gone back to the game. Remember, you might recall in the first quarter, earlier in the first half, he kind of left with a
sore knee of some kind or a leg. You know, forgive Jeff and I. We're media guys. We're not doctors. Jeff, you could probably play one on TV, though. Oh, Jameek Riviere with an inbounds pass, a little razzle-dazzle attempt. Pendleton almost getting up and over a 6'5" defender, but it just wasn't to be. And now he's playing furious defense against Santa Monica's Brandon Baker. Oh, somehow not a traveling call there against Santa Monica. And Dixon. It's got to be close to half a dozen rebounds in this game already. Jameek Riviere appears to be slowing the flow down just a little bit. The Gades are down by 1 point. Alley-oop slam jam. DeAndre Dixon gives the Renegades a lead.
And he was fouled on the play, so he's going to get a free throw on top of that.
Boy, just when you thought Jameek Riviere was slowing things down, DeAndre Dixon absolutely driving it home for the Renegades and giving him a lead. And as Jeff Evans pointed out, he picked up the foul, and he wants to see if he can make it blackjack. Boy, Jeff, hard not to get excited when the Renegades pull out those lobs. And Dixon's shot is errant. But the whistle's up.
Another foul on Santa Monica on grabbing that defensive rebound. That's a foul on Nicholas Smiley, the 6'8" forward guard.
Well, and
the Renegades get a free possession here.
Jeff, I can't help myself. Smiley might be a little frowny right now. He gave the Gades the ball back at their own end. And DeAndre Dixon driving to the hoop. Ooh.
Stepped out of bounds, turnover.
Job's got it.
Driving baseline, his left foot hit the out of bounds line.
Well, and he's checking in with the referee. DeAndre Dixon, for as big as he is, his attitude is tiny. He's a very agreeable fellow. He has younger siblings that he's just an absolute prince with. They love to climb all over their giant of a brother, and who can blame them? Santa Monica with the basketball. They're looking to reclaim the lead here with 6 minutes to go in the first half. And the Renegades, well, they're not about to give it back to him without a fight. Aaron Vaughn, fake. Now he's going to pull up the three. Shot it in DeAndre Dixon's face, but it was errant. Well, Brandon Crawford, they're scrapping for the rebound, as was Aaron Vaughn, and it just didn't work out their way.
One thing when you got Dixon out there defending a point guard at the three-point line, that means your inside is a little exposed. And that's why Santa Monica got an offensive rebound down there that normally Dixon would have cleaned up.
And Jameek Riviere is doing what Jameek does, driving the basketball. Did he pick up a foul, or did they give him the charge? Oh, nope, he picked up the foul. It's been a treat to watch him match up with Aaron Vaughn tonight. Vaughn does not have slow feet by any measure, but DeAndre has really had to kind of pull out some tricks to drive past him, as it were, and that's been fun to watch.
Well, I mean, again, you got very athletic. Santa Monica's a very athletic team.
Oh, Bam Moore stripped. But the Renegades recover the basketball. Bam Moore drives inside, and the no-look pass to DeAndre Dixon flutters there. Dixon forced to chase it down. Velasquez pulls up for three, and it's short. And unfortunately, Bam Moore rebounds the ball successfully, but Gallo kind of subtly bumping him out of bounds, and it'll be a Santa Monica basketball.
Well, this is Velasquez is struggling for this outside shot tonight. He's missed 4 consecutive threes. So,
you look back at the West LA game, Jeff, and he was 50% from beyond the three-point line and from the field.
Well, he's not shooting that well tonight.
No, he's certainly not. Santa Monica pulling up tough to shoot from the field there. DeAndre Dixon not giving up a bite to eat underneath, and he forces the travel there for Santa Monica.
What's really impressive watching DeAndre Dixon at 6'9", he's very quick for his size. He's up and down that floor very, very quickly. He's going to be a nice, valuable asset to somebody at the Division I level next year.
You're absolutely correct. It's going to be fun to watch his career continue from here in the Gil Bishop Sports Center. And Jameek Riviere driving and almost making magic like he does. Santa Monica rebounds. Baker driving down the court. He finds Gallo outside, but Gallo, nothing doing. Ooh, and DeAndre Dixon almost tackled underneath the rim there.
Yeah, like Santa Monica player.
Duncan Douglas there.
Yeah, he kind of felt bad. You could took it as space. He offered to help DeAndre get up, and now of course DeAndre's got a 1-and-1 coming. That's the 7th team foul. We're at 4:32, so the Gades will be shooting 1-and-1 from this point on, or bonus free throws from here on in. There's only 3 fouls against the Renegades, so they're a ways away from putting the Corsairs on the line.
That was a fun look to have DeAndre and Dathan Towns on the court at the same time. A lot of height for the Renegades in that particular look.
Missed the free throw there. Had a chance to get a little. Nobody scored here for a while. I say that, and now there's a layup.
And Brandon Crawford driving inside and getting it to fall. I feel like there's been a Brandon Crawford in every professional sport. That is a very sporty name. Jameek Riviere with the basketball at the top. He finds DeAndre Dixon, who dishes. Nice drive right there. And the Renegades, J.C. Broussard putting up a couple points on the board. 22-21 Renegades with inside of 4 minutes to go in the first half. And Santa Monica kind of slowing things down here a little bit. Now, the last time I said that, Meek found DeAndre for a lob jam.
Well, that won't happen right now because Santa Monica's got the ball.
You're right, and I don't think we're going to have a wrong way play with DeAndre Dixon and the Renegades. Brandon Baker trying to find the tray. Nothing doing. Shane Christie pulling down the rebound. And Bam driving. And he's called for the travel. He can't get rid of that basketball to Broussard before his feet touch the ground again. But still, the Renegades holding on to a 22-21 lead.
Bakersfield's only scored 1 bucket since 6:28. I mean, we're at 3:25 now, 3 minutes, 1 bucket. So, you know, for Bakersfield, it averages about 80 points a game. At 22 points late in the first half, that's unusually low score for them. And again, it gives Santa Monica hope because that's how you beat a Bakersfield team. You hold the scoring down.
Santa Monica trying to shoot, but nothing doing. DeAndre Dixon with the rebound, and he's moving. Look at those giant strides from that long gazelle of a wing of ours, DeAndre Dixon. Jameek Riviere has the basketball. And they are slowing things down right now, being very deliberate right here with the basketball.
Now, Christie's back out there right now. I didn't notice him coming in, but so he's obviously okay.
Christie pulls up there. He wants to show us how well he is, but it's an air ball. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in this game. J.C. Broussard marking up on the Santa Monica ball handler. And Gallo shoots, but pulls up short. Bam Moore with the rebounds. And Bam.
That's a great nickname.
Oh, it is awesome. Jameek pulling up for 3, and he drills it. Forget about it. 25-21 Renegades as we approach the 2-minute mark, and that was nothing but net. Jameek Riviere snapping it from about 2 feet beyond the 3-point arc. Ooh, and a nice steal by the Renegades. Bam, moving down the court, and he rolls it right in. And that is a Renegade run. Timeout Santa Monica, and Coach Hughes has got to be pleased with that.
Well, that was a nice play on the defensive side. Tipped the ball away. Riviere was right there to pick it up and start the fast break moving the other way.
I think that was Christie that got his hand on the basketball, if I'm not mistaken. But we can't be sure. We'll take a look at the replay later. But at any rate, Riviere and Bam Moore making short work of the basketball. And now all of a sudden the Gades have a 6-point lead. And Jeff, as you pointed out, they went a few minutes without scoring. That's the bottom line.
And then you turn around and get 3 buckets in 30 seconds. That's how explosive this Renegade offense is. So
they are. And Jameek says, hey, you think all I do is drive into the lane and run through the trees like Robin Hood? No, I'll pull up and get nothing but net from 2 feet beyond the 3-point arc. Yep, Brandon Baker with the basketball. There's a striking resemblance to DMX. Passes the ball to Gallo. And they would love to have a decisive score right here against the Renegades. But DeAndre Dixon, a formidable presence in the key there. And he pulls down the rebound. He dishes outside to James Pendleton. And Coach Hughes has told us that Pendleton, if he gets in the right situation, he will dunk over someone. The dish to Bam Moore up the middle. Oh, showtime and go time. 8-point lead for the Renegades with 1:20 left in the half. Brandon Baker, he does not want to cough up the basketball again. Gallo drives, head fake, and there's a whistle.
Jameek Riviere foul on the shot. 2 free throws coming. That's his second. I'm sure Rich will take him out of the game right here to make sure he doesn't get that 3rd foul in the last 1:13.
Well, Jeff Evans calls him Rich. I call him Coach Hughes. But then again, I call anybody who has coached.
Okay, he's going to leave him in, but he's, this is a little bit of a risk because you sure don't want him to get that 3rd foul.
Gallo snapping the net right there, and it doesn't even look like anybody's at the scorer's table to come in for Jameek Riviere. And you're right, it is a risk. He's the state assist leader, and that's a guy you want to have in this game. Gallo making both of his free throws. The Renegades hold on to a 6-point lead with about 1:15 to go in the first half. Jameek Riviere dishing off to Bam Moore. Bam, of course, took a season or 2 off to get his grades and his schoolwork, the priority, of course, for all student athletes. Get that squared away. But he's back. DeAndre.
That's a charge.
Oh, gosh darn it. Jeff, you've seen a few basketball games. Because the fan in me is just like, you're full of crap. That wasn't a charge. You got to leave DeAndre alone, doggone it.
Well, there was a man guarding him, and then there was another defender hovering around the edge of the lane there. And, you know, and once DeAndre worked around the first, there was another defender, and he had position. That's the right call.
Jeff, your logic is sound. I'm just saying I don't like it. Gallo with the basketball for Santa Monica. That he pulls up and fires from outside, but nothing doing. Oh, James Pendleton. Brassard with an excellent recovery there. Oh, 2 points, Renegades. 31-23, BC. Brassard almost fumbling that pass, a no-looker from Pendleton, but he recovered it. He caught it with his ear, David Tyree style, drives down the court and picks up 2 for the Renegades. Excellent play there. And, of course, Santa Monica wants to make this the last shot of the half. And Baker, boy, he had an injury the last time he was in Bakersfield, and he seems banged up in this one. Somebody tipped it in for Santa Monica, not quite sure who there, but the half is going to end with the Renegades up 31-25. BC heating it up towards the end of the second half.
That was very close to offensive interference again, which we saw earlier.